Let's set this up on multi-speaker or speaker. There we are. This will basically, on this view here, if you speak, it will bring you in and it will capture a really nice video input on it. So please, if you want to put your hand up or you just want to just say a few words to share some feedback, particularly on that napkin slide that I did on the whiteboard there. Um, does that blow your mind in terms of how you could be growing your team and the business, your business with this?
Yes, absolutely. The last part you showed, you bring in one new member who said no uh, to your business, but he is interested or she is interested in a new company bot.
Absolutely. That is, you can do that. You can introduce somebody, Jan, in you can introduce somebody into Botsy and effectively they we will work with them to set up that bot into the marketplace. We actually have a whole process around that, which is all kind of mapped out. And yeah, effectively, it's somebody can get a bot set up into the marketplace in a week if they were motivated and they've got all the information to hand. It doesn't take long,
Right.
and there'd be your direct sign up. That's the key thing, Jan.
Yeah,
They're your
exactly.
direct sign up. So, and what we do is that inside the marketplace, there's a buy now button, and that buy now button is somebody's affiliate link, right? So whoever set it up, whoever did the work to set up the bot, it's only right that they benefit from having their link in the marketplace. We want to reward them for that. They need to do things to maintain it. Okay, so it's not a gift that they have to earn it, but whoever's first past the post, as in puts it into the marketplace first, it's theirs to lose from that point in time. If they disappear off, like I see some networkers, like butterflies, from one shiny object to the next, well, they will lose track of whatever's going on with the company that they set up the bot for, and they'll end up losing it because someone else will come along and realize it's completely out of date, and they will literally update it, and then they'll take that slot. So it's not a guaranteed right, but um, it's like this. It's like real estate. If we've got 40 companies in there right now, and I can see that being 400 in 3 years' time, that means there's another 360 companies. If let's say you added 50 of those companies or 40 of those companies into the marketplace, you'd have a 10% stake in the marketplace on Botsy, right? I haven't done. I'm not doing anything, by the way, to drive traffic to Botsy's page. Okay, I want you to understand that. Why do I say that? It means the organic traffic that I'm getting right now is with zero, literally zero effort. So my plan, though, as I scale Botsy, will be to do marketing campaigns which then sends traffic to the website, which then will be unaffiliated traffic, right? So I'll give you an example. There's different levels you can take this, and I'm not there yet, but I used to do digital marketing before I did network marketing. So where I want to take this with Botsy, I want to be in a position where people interview me about network marketing and about systems and about automation, and I end up in like Forbes or on some podcasts, right? And then they say to you how they can find out more. And I can say, go to botsy.com and have a look at our marketplace, right? Just imagine the kind of traffic I can generate into Botsy having that kind of exposure. I don't want to do that now because I'm not ready, right? But down the road, I will. And then, we could be getting 1,000 traffics a day, people a day hitting Botsy, converting, I don't know, 50 people a day, just random traffic buying it. Well, 50 people a day, that's like 1,500 buyers a month. That's that's 18,000 people a year buying through organic traffic. And if you've helped put the company into the marketplace and you put 40 of those 400 companies in where they're your direct your direct sign up, you're then earning four levels through their organization from potentially organic traffic. I mean, it's nuts, right? It's nuts. It's not going to happen overnight, but we can get there. And I kind of look at my business model and think it's kind of future proof because there will never ever be a lack of network marketing companies ever. And the need for people to use automation and technology is
It's only
never going
growing.
away. It's future proof, right?
It's only growing.
Yes, 100%. It's only growing. And things will get better and smarter and easier and blah, blah, blah. Nothing's perfect by any means. I'm probably my worst critic on that. But yeah, other feedback. Becky, I saw you leave some good comments, but I'd love to hear from you as well. That'd be great to hear from you. Are you able to unmute? Not sure you're able to unmute then, but Becky, I guess. Natalie, maybe? Can I entice you to say a few words?
Well, since you know I'm a visual person,
Yes.
the whiteboard, the napkin, the final napkin thing was really, really interesting to see the breakdown of it. That sort of put it into perspective a lot for me, even more so. So yeah, that was wicked to see. And I didn't realize that you were actually seeing people coming through Google that were not even affiliated with anybody already, and linking up. That's wild to even think that that's already started happening without intentional marketing happening behind that. So to imagine how that's going to then scale is just, yeah, it every time we jump on a call, it's mind blowing. The next part that you then introduce and mention and talk about and stuff, and I can see how this will continue to evolve and grow. As you said, it's limitless because this entire digital market is just going to continue to grow and magnify and escalate even more and more and more in even better ways. So yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome.
Brilliant. That's great to hear your feedback, Natalie. And I feed off of your enthusiasm and all of your feedback because at the end of the day, I think you've said it there about having a like Becky said, what an incredible goal. Forbes is huge. Um, when you've got a big vision, there's nothing better than have other people kind of who see that vision too and see the pathway we can be on and the journey we can be on because everything starts small and look, I've been doing this for 5 years, right? I saw your post, Becky, that you put there, that cover photo. I deliberately have not updated it because it goes back to 2020, when I started all of this, when people weren't even talking about AI, And no, you're welcome to pinch it. I'm happy you pinched it, honestly, because it highlights that, there's a lot of shiny objects out there, right, guys? I am hearing all sorts of kind of crazy things about some of the companies out there, and some of these shiny objects, they draw everybody in like moths to a flickering lamp, and people get drawn in, but then they disappear within as quick as they came. But people do this to big commissions and they disappear off, or they leave their team that they brought in hanging and trying to figure out how to make it work. Where the people that brought them in have long since gone. They've already made the decision to go because they're not seeing the growth and the explosion they were expecting, or they knew maybe it would never happen. But they've made their commissions anyway. They don't care. They're off. So, and Botsii isn't that kind of company, and we're looking to build and grow steadily. But there'll come a point where it becomes more explosive, and you guys will be perfectly positioned for that.
It's
Um,
obvious.
so
It's
yeah,
obvious. Sorry to cut you off. It's obvious to see that that's the case because Becky and I have both seen where people have dropped off and just left you hanging. We both experienced that personally, and I can see that with Botsy, you're looking to just allow everybody that equal opportunity and giving them the opportunity to be able to stay steadfast no matter how they decide to stay, whether it be with an affiliate or whether it be with Botsy specifically or whatever. So yeah, and that in itself, you having that vision, such a large vision, is what's going to just continue to bring people in to jump in and to stay as well, no matter how they decide to stay, whichever avenue they want to go down. And I think that in itself is massive. So thank you for that.
No, you're welcome. Thank you. Thank you again, Natalie. That's great. And I haven't even mentioned the ambassador program. You guys, I should mention it to you, okay? Um, 5 sales, all right? 5 sales in May will basically lock you in for next month's pool. As in the way this works is, maybe I should draw another picture. The ambassador program, there's a call I did on it with a like 45-minute video explaining it all the other day. But essentially, um, obviously you need to be showing the right behaviors. Showing up on calls, commenting on posts, supporting the team, all that kind of stuff. But the key one is delivering 5 sales, and um, essentially that means the way it works is if you qualify, you need to qualify with 5 sales every single month, which basically means you're using Botsy, right? If you're using Botsy, that'll be easy because you'll have people that say yes, and you'll put Botsy in front of them. You'll have people that say no, and you'll put Botsy in front of them. And therefore, as long as you're using Botsy, getting 5 sales should be easy. What happens though is when you qualify in that month, you then go into the pool for the next month, and then that pool will be 10% of Botsy's revenue. So if you think about where we are now, if you qualify in May, 1st of May, so like you perfect time to start, you deliver 5 sales in the month, and you therefore you qualify. I'm assuming you do all other things as well. Therefore, in June, let's say we do $100,000 of revenue in June. 10% of that, $10,000, will get allocated to the ambassadors, right? And they get paid out equally. That will only go to the ambassadors that qualified in the previous month. So if you imagine 10 people qualified this month and we do $100,000 next month, then that'll be $10,000 paid out equally amongst 10 people. You'll get $1,000 each of the bonus, basically, right? And this is what's cool about this is if the company is growing month on month, then it means by qualifying as an ambassador early, you're benefiting from the sales generated by other people in subsequent months that are helping grow the business. So, for example, if you imagine the first month there, the scenario was $100,000 in revenue. Let's say the following month it was $200,000, but I don't know, we still had 10 ambassadors, right? Probably wouldn't be like that, but some people might have dropped out, other people might have added in. So let's say you're still an ambassador the following month, you still did your 5 sales, but the revenue's now gone up to $200,000. Well, that'd be 20,000 in the pool, paid out to 10 people. You now earn $2,000 as a commission, right? So at the end of the day, as things build and grow, if you're in early, you're going to be on the receiving end of that. What will happen is it will then cap out at 100 ambassadors, no more than 100, right? That's all I want as a maximum 100. This is basically creating a body of people that are like out there flying the flag for Botsy, using it day in, day out, all that kind of stuff. What I'll be doing, and you can go and look at the video, I'll show you this. We have the marketplace, and you saw the power of the marketplace when I explained it earlier, right? So I'm going to have a similar page to the marketplace, and it will kind of be a similar layout, to be honest. So, on the marketplace, it has the thumbnail of the company name in the computer screen and the blurb underneath. Well, the thumbnail will be your photo, your picture, and the blurb underneath will be your details. So it'll be like, what part of the world do you live? You're in the UK, you're in the health niche, and you speak English. If you speak any other languages, we'll add those in there too. So, Jan, what languages do you speak? Because I know you're in the Netherlands.
Well, of course, Dutch and English.
Dutch and English. Do you speak Flemish or French or any of those, or just Dutch?
Now,
Uh,
a
or
little bit
Belgian?
Frisian. That's my wife's language.
What language is that?
Frisian, that's like Welsh.
Oh, the Frisian. Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. Cool. That's cool. So just by having Dutch and English there will be very powerful for you because you'll have people that will be able to go to the ambassador list and go, oh, okay, yeah, Jan speaks. Jan's in Europe. He's in, he's up the road from me. I'm in Amsterdam, and he speaks Dutch. So who am I gonna want to work with to get started with Botsy? They'll want to work with you. So they'll actually be able to buy the bot through your link, right? They'll be able to buy the bot through your link, and as a result of that, they become your level one. Now, here's the other cool thing about this: it's just being smart. You've got a link, a sign up link that will be for you as an ambassador. You might put that all over the internet. You might put that on all your social media profiles and everywhere else, right? So that what that does, it creates loads of backlinks to Botsy's website, and they get shared on social media and all that stuff too. What that does, it pushes us up in the rankings. What that does is it increases the organic results coming into Botsy. Okay, all that kind of stuff is really, really powerful, and will just get us more traffic coming through to the website. So the ambassador program, you guys can be at the front of that. Um, I have two pools. 10% is the ambassador pool. It's basically the revenue pool. I have another pool which you have to qualify for, and again, you guys here are like at the right side of this because you're here live on the first of the month. That is a builder pool. The builder pool, you need to have 12 ambassadors in your team, right? So you basically bring in 12 people who qualify as an ambassador. So just pure maths, bearing in mind those people who are in the builder pool will also be ambassadors as well. So if you take 100 and divide it by 12, you get 8 point something. So it means there'll probably be maybe six ambassadors in the builder pool. Okay. And I'm doing this because me from a like I'm looking at this from forward thinking. Okay. I want to be in a position where I work with the people that are contributing most to the company's performance. So if I've got five or six people that are in the builder pool, they are the people driving the most revenue into the business. They are the most important person for me in terms of the company's direction and success. And I can't work with 100 people. I wouldn't be able to work with 1,000 customers. If you look at most SaaS companies, there's no way they can work with that many people. So I need to be in a position where moving forward, I have a mechanism whereby I can identify who those people are. And the best way of doing that is through like a meritocracy, effectively. So, um, what's the benefit there? Well, the builder pool, and it could be five people, they will get a share of 5% of the company's revenue. So that basically means it could be like 1% each, effectively. So, at the end of the day, if we do $1 million a year revenue, that's 10 grand bonus for that person. It won't be at year end. We'll pay this probably quarterly, maybe more than that if I can. But so they won't get paid necessarily every month. It depends. I'd like to be in that position, but I've got to get it all set up. The system's not doing this automatically. That's what I need to say. But essentially, someone who's in the border pool, that's going to be quite a coveted thing. Imagine we're doing significantly bigger numbers than that, then and there's no reason why we couldn't be, because the scale on this is literally unlimited. I've set this up now where I could have 100,000 customers, like 100,000 paid users. Well, 100,000 paid users is $20 million a year revenue. Those are the numbers, right? So that's 2 million going into the the revenue pool shared out amongst 100 ambassadors. Okay, that's 5 million. Where we get those numbers from? That's half a million. And we'll get my numbers. 20 million, 2 million, no, 1 million. That's 1 million going into the builder pool, right? That could be shared out amongst five people,
Wow.
right? it's not going to happen
200
overnight.
grand,
So that again, yeah?
200 grand, 200K.
Yeah, it's 250K a year. 100%, exactly. It's 250K a year. This is serious, guys, in terms of what we're creating here. Absolutely serious. And it kind of means now, as an ambassador, you're actually getting a share in effectively 70% of the company's revenue. Because the thing I've not mentioned, as an ambassador, you get 20% on direct referrals, not 10%. So effectively, you do a sale for $200 and you'll earn $40 commission, not 10. Sorry, not 20. So you're getting 20%, not 10%. So when I look at the numbers, I'm paying out overall maximum 75% commission. But it's all about fueling the growth of the company. All right, fantastic. I'm conscious we're coming up. At least we started the call 2 hours. I've broken it all down, so it won't feel as big when you hear the replay. Look, let me stop the recording, and if there's any final words, I'll happily take them. But I'll stop the recording just so I know we're finishing the call. And there's always tons to share, and it's great to be able to do it live.